If you like the video, please consider supporting James Corp on Patreon.
Whatever, bro.
Right, so we're down a player because Blaine had to shoot off.
So I think it should be Blaine that didn't make it out of the death house.
Well, no, because it's easier for me to do Arius, because otherwise I have to wait for Blaine to come back next week.
Oh, okay.
So, Arius,
Yes.
you awaken from a terrible nightmare flanked by slick and smooth natural stone walls. An earthy pine winds endlessly both ahead and behind you. On the path ahead of you, you hear the snarling of fiends as a nefarious red glow approaches.
I assume I am lying on the ground at the present moment.
Yes.
I'll stand up, roll my shoulders back, stand up tall, straighten out my waistcoat and military-style coat, adjust my glasses, and cross my hands behind my back and just stare imperiously down at this approaching glow. Just head tilted up, sneering down my nose. And,
You notice that
fancy.
the light is emanating from a horde of demons.
Well, I did not expect this to be the greeting I was met with, but not too surprising after all.
Are you just standing there?
Yeah, I'm waiting to see if they do anything first.
Okay, the demons tear the character apart, and you are truly dead.
Oh.
Fuck!
No,
Bet.
I'm not going to go back and... Well, I kind of want to now, but...
Right,
Have you spoused to no one? Not even
Uh,
humans?
I am terribly sorry, but Arius is now, unfortunately, left this mortal coil.
I mean, unless you'll let me take that back, but yeah, no. If I can't take that back, I'll let him die.
Well, it sort of defeats the object. Yeah, I can't. I'm not taking it back, I'm afraid.
Fair enough. Ice is dead.
So you're going to need to have we're going to have to do a new character for next week.
Arius doesn't even bow to demons, thank you very much. He won't bow.
Well, they wanted you to run away from it, but you didn't. So anyway,
Well,
so
that would have been bowing. That would have been bowing to them. He's not going to bow to demons by showing them fear and running. Fine to
so
do.
So, with the needle and thread.
I look towards Eve, now noticing, having noticed the very obvious disappearance of our tiefling friend.
Eva's like distraught, like really fucking distraught, like trying to dig through rubble and.
there is no rubble. There's
Well,
literally
like that,
nothing.
the house is
There's
gone.
literally, it has just disappeared from
Yeah, but
everything.
the door is still there, so surely
Just- No, there's literally the only thing that remains of the house is the threshold, the door, the step that is the threshold.
Alright, well she's crying at that one.
I look over to where the stables. I look over to where the stables were. Are they still there? Is my donkey still in the stables?
Priorities.
Or did the stables like
The
get
donkey
crushed?
is
The donkey
gone.
go with it.
Yeah, no, if I get rid of Arius, then he does get no donkey.
I'm cool either way. I just want to. I look and see if the stables went with the house.
The stables are still there,
Yes.
but there is no donkey.
Ooh.
You left the donkey in control of two ghost children.
I didn't leave him in control. I just said that ghost children could stay in. But if they took control of him, then yeah. I walk over to the stables. Is there any sign of the donkey?
you hear clapping coming from a roof on the other side of the road.
Was that the mill?
There is no mill. There's just another dilapidated building on the other side of the road.
Oh,
I
fucking hell.
turn him.
As a tall, slender man with dark hair jumps down from the roof.
Hey, is it morning, afternoon? What time of day is it?
It's night, but it's
night?
early. It's early morning. It is getting to early morning.
Oh, good morning, neighbor.
Good
Does
morning.
Does Garrett and this guy have like one of those predator moments where they both like clasp hands and their biceps flex and they're like, yeah.
No.
Hey, bruh.
Yeah, best handshake
No.
ever in movie history.
He says. I must congratulate you for ridding my lands of this thing.
Your lands.
Hmm?
I'm Garrett. Might I have the pleasure of your name?
I am Strahd. I am Count Strahd von Zarovich. I am the master of these lands.
I bow deeply.
Do I know my character doesn't know who this? My character doesn't know who this is, does he?
I read that letter, but that letter's gone, so no.
Yeah.
Yeah, you read the letter, but I don't know that this whole place is like a demi-plane. I don't know the whole secret yet. We just came
No.
here. I didn't
You've
know
heard the
that-
name, but that's it.
Yeah, I've heard the name. Okay. Well, my lord, we happened upon it, and we saw two ghosts. And we thought they were real children, and decided to try and help.
He says yes. This house has been a blight on the landscape for some time. And he sort of like hands you a box of stuff. A box that contains a number of healing potions, you think?
Okay.
Equivalent 5 of you?
Okay. Oh, okay. Well, but thank you.
You may
You-
need this.
Yeah.
You also notice that the fog has there is still obviously fog, but it's considerably lifted.
Okay. There was a donkey, a mule actually, that was in the stables.
He says,
across the
that is why that is why the walls were going mad then.
What walls were going mad?
Somewhere over, he sort of like ushers in a general direction. He's
Wolves, not okay. You said wolves. Okay.
I thought you said walls.
Yeah, I said
Wolves.
walls too.
Wolves.
That's why the walls are going in. I'm like, what?
Oh, fuck.
and he says, it is nearly dawn. I must head back to my home.
My lord, have you heard of a man named Mordenkainen?
Who?
It's the background. My master's disappeared. This is the lord of this land, because I've read the letter.
So he responded to you. Who? And with that, he sort of like steps into the shadow and just like becomes mist and disappears.
Alright, I draw my sword and I head off in the direction that he pointed, where the wolves and Ben were.
Okay.
We gotta help Ben.
You will eventually come across the corpse of Ben.
Shit.
Ripped asunder.
Let me heavily modify my character sheet. Fuck.
I will ignore Garrett at this moment in time. And Nerun sort of like approaches Eve and just gently, as she's busy crying, presumably, crouched over in sorrow at the loss of her friend. Nerun will just, not being the most personal of people, will just gently put his hand on her shoulder and say, would you care to say some final words for him?
This is my moment. He was not just a friend. He was a brother. He was family, And now he's dead. Floods of tears, Like ugly crying.
Is
That's
there
what
a
he...
little bit- Is there snot?
Just so much. So much. Just so much fluids going on. It's just hard to tell what's what.
I will. I did not know him for long, naturally. Nowhere near as long as what you have.
I've known him half my life.
But
He
I think
saved me.
I think he would want you to carry on.
I know.
Wayward son, there'll be peace with you.
I'll walk a lonely road.
Right, okay, so Arius, I'm actually going to give you one chance and one more chance, okay? Because I'm being generous.
Emily, you have wooed James.
Or was it more just to stop us
Don't
singing?
look back in anger. I heard you say.
Hi,
Was it the
Twitch
six-
team terms of
Who's
service.
no-
Please
who's-
don't DMC at this.
Who is Norganus?
Who's what?
I have never heard that name before in my life.
Norganus, the finger of oblivion, appears to them, as if in a dream.
Wow.
Good lord, the finger of oblivion.
That's
Hold
a
on,
deep
I'm
dive.
looking
Went
that up.
from Walter
Yeah.
Fleshmount to the Finger of Oblivion.
Morganus, the Finger of Oblivion.
It sounds like a good time, but
He was from quick Google search, he was actually the patron of the Durst and their cultists. So that's who they were sacrificing to. I'm trying to see if I can find any information on them. Let's forward it to you.
So Arius can wait.
No.
Walking on by. So
He appears before you, and in a soft, hissing voice, he asks you to take his hand. An inky black void drips of foul ichor ooze from its fingertips. His mouth then... He mourns their wasted potential and promised to free them from this unquiet dead.
You promised to bring me back from the shackles of death and oblivion. I was always called a demon and devil. Why not deal with one? Well then, stand up straight and sketches a more noble-esque bow. Let me live my life and my potential, and we have a deal, old one.
Do you take his hand?
Morganus, the finger of
Yeah,
oblivion.
I say, bows. Let me live my life and potential. Let me exert my power and will upon the road once more. Let me live and not be consigned to this death and silence. And I shall bow to you and take his hand.
And have his kids.
My soul for the power I can
don't look
gain.
back in anger.
This may make him my competitor.
At least today.
So, suddenly, the ground in the centre of the where the house was like bursts open, and you can see Arius calling himself out of a earth grave, you would say.
Nah, metal. Metal.
I
Numma.
immediately rush over and offer my quarterstaff to help him
Can I
Get
run the
pulled to
fuck
pull.
over?
to pull Arius out of the ground.
Can you roll me a D3, please, Arius? Because I can't decide what dark gift to give you.
That's always I roll the d6, then obviously halve that. That's
You,
easiest
you
way
could
to
just
do it.
do slash.
You're probably right, actually. I could have done that.
That would be a 2.
Two.
So your skin is cold and clammy to the touch. Your character gains resistance to cold damage and vulnerability to fire damage.
How does that work with my infernal tiefling inheritance? That gives me resistance to fire. I now have vulnerability. Does that cancel it out? Or
It will
would you want this
cancel,
to
but I
override?
guess you would just go from what have you got?
I have resistance currently to fire. This would give me weakness to it. So would you want that to override it? Is what I'm asking. So completely negate the resistance and
Yes.
actually have it double damage.
Character skin is cold and clammy to the gains resistance to cold damage and vulnerability to fire.
Yeah.
And you've got
Vulnerability means I would take double damage. I
Yeah.
have my fiendish inheritance though, which gives me half damage already. So it kind of meet in the middle of it being neutral.
sure. So you just lose both. You just take normal damage from fire now.
Okay. And normal fun. I'll mess with my
And has
character
resistance to
settings.
cold, so.
Yeah. Okay. I'll grab onto that staff that Nerun is offering me then and let him pull me out. Blast all gods of death and silence and destruction. Now I shall not bow to an end like that.
Welcome back to the land of the living.
Does he smell the same?
It smells slightly more frosty. No,
You
Oh,
instead
okay.
of smelling like
brimstone and
brimstone,
ice.
yeah, smells like limestone.
Or minty brimstone?
Brimstone? Yeah, minty brimstone.
Mint
Or
and
whatever.
mint and sulphur.
Or chalk for the White Cliffs of
Mint-
Dover.
Ooh, we're getting British up.
I need to figure out how I'm going to do this because, yeah, you've got. I'm going to add it to your character sheet, but I'm not sure what it does.
Everyone, if this doesn't work, obviously we can mess with it afterwards.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it doesn't
I
need to
don't
be
think
rushed
we're
now,
gonna.
obviously.
Don't think we're gonna be needing to worry about it for the next half hour.
Also,
Hopefully.
first worth.
Don't know. Depends if he has any milk.
What if he
Did you-
holds it? It freezes instead of curdling.
Do you want me to drop my health, to 1 HP?
Yeah, you should be at 1 HP.
Yep, I just checked. Right, 1 HP.
On seeing that Nerun offers his health potion, because presumably Nerun would be like, "You've just come out of the ground. You were dead. You're gonna need help." So I will offer my.
I'll have to
healing
look it
potion.
up. I've got to look up this Touched by the Mist.
Okay. And what was the name again? It's
I've actually typed it out. Norganis, yeah. Norgan.
It's in chat. I put it in chat. It's
Yeah, I found it. There we go. I'll have to look into them, just see what effect that has on me now. But yeah, I'll gratefully take the healing potion, Nerun.
Yes.
So it'll be 2d4 plus 2. Do you want me to roll it?
I'm sorry, I'm freaking looking to give it to you.
Well, I'll roll it and then you just take out your character inventory.
So, James, that dead body that 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 we'd found at the beginning, that messenger.
Yeah.
Is it eaten by the wolves?
That hasn't been I mean, that had already been slightly eaten by the wolves slightly. But I mean, this is donkey. This is
Fresh meat.
This is fresh
Yeah, I
meat.
gotcha.
But unfortunately, it's the donkey's Ben has been ripped apart.
Yeah,
Oh.
I'm gonna leave the body there then. Fuck it. Right, I just modified my inventory. So, after a little while, you see Garrett come back dragging his chest. He's got like a trunk, and he's just kind of dragging it down the road. And when he gets close enough to see you guys, he kind of just leaves. He just drags the chest and drops or just lets it sit in the street and just sits on it like a chair. And just waits, puts his shield down, and he just kind of waits for you guys to walk up the street.
You've got one last task to do. Whoever's got the baby. Who's got the baby?
That would be
Freckle.
Eve. That'd be...
Yeah,
I
No,
thought
I
Eve
gave
took
it-
it.
No, I gave it to Freckle.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, Freckle's not here to do it, so
All right, Eve has the fucking baby.
Yep.
Woman's got the baby.
I got the baby. I'm babysitting tonight.
The baby.
The baby. What am I doing with the baby?
The baby.
We have to put the bastard underneath the door stoop.
Door stoop. Okay.
Yeah, I'll walk up and help you.
I thank you. I dig a little hole. Quite.
I found
quite
Ben
far
in the
down.
woods.
And I guess I bury it down there. Yeah. Cover it over. Say rest in peace, baby. AKA water the flesh mound. And that's about it, really.
Yeah, I'll back up with you, but I'm not. Garrett doesn't say anything.
I'm not even the religious one. Why aren't you saying something?
I don't think he's deserved of anything to say.
It's not his fault he turned into a flesh mound.
Yeah, that's just your opinion.
He's a baby. What the fuck was it? He didn't do anything. It's just because his parents were
Hark.
hussies.
you spot a raven.
A waving.
Yeah, you spot a raven on the rooftop opposite where you're burying the remains of the baby.
Baby.
Zimbabwe.
And it's got strange markings. It's like it's got blue tips on its wings, and it's like corking at you, whatever it does, whatever ravens do, squawking at you, Whack, whack, and like flapping its wings excitedly.
Nevermore.
Wow. The autistic streak. That wasn't even a word. Whatever.
What do you do?
What I mean, do you want me to kill it? Do you mean I wave at it?
Wave at it. Do you wave?
Don't kill the bird or don't fire anything at a poor bird in Freckles' presence.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna wave at the bird. You know,
He's gonna
like
give birth to kittens. If that happens.
And it's sort of like it takes off and starts flying, and when you sort of like follow it, you can see a glow, like a little glow of a village ahead of you, like a large village.
oh, time to
And it's
trust.
sort of like, and it starts circling around you as well, if you don't follow.
Well, like I said, time to trust the ravens. That's what happens.
What?
Ravens.
Trust the ghost bird. with the
One
crazy-
raven does not make a right.
But there's a glow that way that denotes civilization, and I'm hungry, hurting, and
Is it in the direction up the road, James?
Yep.
It is?
Imagine
Okay,
that-
yeah. I'll
imagine
scoop
that
my
is
trunk
put
up
over.
and...
On the map, I
I'll-
imagine that would be put over.
Hey! I see
Okay.
Arius is alive, and I'm like, hey! You made it out after all.
I refuse to bow to the silence and confinement of death. It's not my style.
I see.
I'm gonna.
Once more of the mountain, dear Raven.
Once more up the mountain.
Or through the forest,
Word.
down the road.
It is a metaphor. It is a metaphor.
Tall shapes loom out of the dense fog that surrounds everything. The muddy ground underfoot gives way to slick, wet cobbles. The tall shapes become recognised as a village dwelling. The windows of each house stare out from pools of blackness. No sound cuts the silence except for mournful sobbing that echoes through the street from a distance.
Is that me?
Yeah.
Am I
that's-
still crying? Another rolly road.
Arius is walking with Eve, then just occasionally knocking his shoulder against hers. No public displays
I
of
made it
affection.
out, but your eyes
Oh.
cold.
Unfortunately, James, it's just a. Oh, there we go. Never mind. I'm talking out my ass. Ignore me.
Like in a video game with a missing asset.
Yeah, it was temporarily a missing asset, and then it loaded in. My apologies. I was about to stop. Yeah.
Alright.
Okay.
Apologies.
So,
Why can I hear this twice?
that's me.
Put your headset on, please.
Yeah, you slut.
Sorry, I've been like a right school teacher, but I've got to.
Punish us, James. He's asking for it.
I say that we find
Right.
whatever
The demons rip
tavern
your
we're in.
kid up. The demons rip your character up, and you are truly dead.
I say we find whatever inn or tavern this place has. And I need to sleep. Desperately.
I think that's
I'm
okay.
going to seek out the Burgermeister.
We can do that in the morning or later
It is-
today, considering
It
is
is morning.
If that's later in the day, then God's damn you.
I am not one for talking. Plus, I think we two are going to be. We heard. Would we have heard the Barovia? Wait, how much have we heard of Barovia? As
Nothing.
no,
You know
nothing.
nothing about
Okay.
Fuck all.
Okay.
Fuck all.
Okay.
Fucking hell.
Bollocks.
Fucking bollocks, man.
But Ark, if you follow this raven, it actually takes you to an inn.
Okay,
Oh.
then that's where I'm going.
Fucking ominous.
I'm gonna follow. I'm gonna follow Arius and Ark.
Yeah. By the way, before I enter the town proper, Arius is just can't be bothered to see if anyone is superstitious here. And I'm casting disguise self on myself, so I look like a human version of Arius.
Okay.
I just pull up the hood over, scarf up across, so all you'd see is my eyes.
By the way, James, it is just an illusion. So if anyone were to try and touch his horns are still there. He just looks and appears human.
I do offer Arius on the walk here my quarterstaff as a walking stick.
That is most appreciated. Later on, I am dead on my feet. Joke not intended.
I
So,
gathered as much.
yeah, well, I would probably go secure a room first at the tavern, or at the inn.
Yes.
So we get rooms. Let us rest and then we speak to the Burgermeister, please.
A single shaft of light thrusts illumination into the main square, its brightness looking like a solid pillar in the heavy fog. Above the gaping doorway, a sign hangs precariously askew, proclaiming this to be the Blood on the Vine Tavern.
A charming name.
Aping, indeed.
I'll walk in through the front door and set my trunk down.
I'm following after and heading straight to the bar, if I can.
I'll just announce my presence. Good morning, neighbors.
Howdy, neighbours.
He calls everybody neighbor.
Howdy,
How are you
neighbour.
diddly doing?
Hi, diddly-o, neighbors.
Just Ned Flanders from
Ned
like
Flanders.
Simpsons. Yeah.
Hi, hi, diddly-o, neighbor. Oh God, fucking maps. Christ, in a dump truck.
I just thought it'd be good to share.
Just want sleep. I don't want map.
So yeah, so you
Rich
enter.
bar.
So you enter the tavern. There's a few people in here. There's 3 women sitting over in one corner, and a man sits, a man sits beside himself. That doesn't make any sense, does it? A man sits alone in the other corner. And behind the bar is a kind of overweight man who's just cleaning glasses and moving it from one, and just cleaning some glasses.
I'm limping over to the guy behind the bar then, cleaning the glasses. Good morrow to you. But you wouldn't happen to have the room, would you, available for a weary traveller?
I walk up, we
He-
need 6 rooms.
I'll ask after you all in a minute.
Looking for somewhere to spend the evening?
Yes.
More to spend the morning, but indeed.
We got a room down in the basement. It's nice and warm.
There is no basement.
We got the finest rooms upstairs.
Why does he keep lying? I don't trust him.
So what? So he says. He says back to you. He says, a small glass of wine is 1 copper piece. A pitcher of wine costs 1 silver piece.
That makes little sense, but how much are your rooms?
A small glass of wine costs 1 copper piece, and a pitcher of wine costs 1 silver piece.
Gonna get
He
my
He
gold
speaks
piece.
in a dull, hollow voice.
Okay, he's
I'm just going to put the gold piece on the table.
he has challenges.
I'll take the lot.
A room.
No, it's Harry. I'm sorry. That was Harry Potter quote. Sorry.
Do you have a room? I don't care of wine. If I must purchase wine with a room, I shall purchase wine with a room. But can I buy a room, please?
One of the women over there in the corner, goes, "We don't have any rooms."
Do you have anywhere for a job?
This is a tavern. She says, this is a tavern, not an inn.
Are you
Okay,
able to
well,
point me in the direction of an inn, then?
Oh,
please?
so now we're doing a proper terminology. Okay.
good day then, and I walk out with my trunk.
Can you point me in the direction of an inn, then, please, my lady?
There's not one in the village of Rovia at all.
Okay. Are there anywhere that a traveller can rest?
The boarding
Or must I
house,
take to the
perhaps?
gutters?
The man in the corner says, "I might have a place for you to stay if you're willing to help." And the 3 women sort of like laugh at him. Ishmark the Lesser.
If we can get some rest, yes. I say to the man.
He says, "Well, why don't you take a seat and..." Sorry, let me do a fucking voice. Why don't you take a seat and we can discuss.
Fine, but I forewarn you if I happen to pass out in my seat. It's been a long journey.
He says, he says to you, he says, you look a bit dishevelled.
Well, that is the polite way to put it, and I thank you for your candor in that regard.
We just had a cursed house try to swallow us and almost kill our friend. We've had a long day.
Statement of the century.
He says, well, can I at least offer you some wine?
I would prefer a bed to wine. I'll be honest, sir. Thank you for your kind offer, but no, thank you. I don't wish to drink in such a matter.
He says, okay, I will take you to my home, and then when you awaken, we will discuss terms.
Very good. That sounds
We
wonderful.
appreciate the offer.
Here's a couple of gold, good sir, for your trouble.
What? I don't. Okay.
Just giving him gold, I think, just to butter him up.
Well, we're about to go stay at this person's house. I want to make sure that he's at least, paid for the food.
So he stands up and he sort of like he goes, well, follow me then, and the three women sort of like laugh as you leave
I walk by the three women. I'm like, you should have a little bit more respect, ladies.
And
Your fathers know where you're at.
You what?
and they're like, we own the place.
Yeah, you little bitch.
You've forgotten the face of your fathers. You should be ashamed of yourselves. And I walk out.
Can I just like hit him over the head?
I am already out before they draw their swords.
Oh God.
Ladies, I'm with you. Am I right?
So he takes you out of. So you leave the Blood on the Vine tavern, and he leads you into the town square, and you head due south, all the way to the bottom of the row, where you come across a large house. A weary-looking mansion squats behind a rusting iron fence. The iron gates are twisted and torn. The right gate lies cast aside, while the left swings lazily in the wind. The stuttering squeal and clang of the gate repeats with minus precision. Weeds choke the ground and press with menace upon the house itself. Yet, against the walls, the growth has been trampled down to create a path all about the domain. Heavy claw marks have been have stripped the once beautiful finish of the walls. Great black marks tell of the fire that have assailed the mansion. Not a pane nor a shard of glass stands in any window. All windows are barred with planks, each one marked with stains of evil omen.
Yeah, all right. We just got out of a house that looked like this. I don't think we should go in this one.
He says, this is perfectly safe.
Oh, yeah, sure. That's what two kids told us earlier.
Inside check.
Yeah, go.
It turned out to be ghosts.
Give us an insight check.
Okay. Why am I the one doing? Oh wait, no, I've got a decent insight. Where the fuck did that go? That didn't even register the roll. Okay. Sorry.
Keep you on.
Oh, 18.
You think he's right? You think he's... Yeah,
Think he's genuine and earnest?
yeah.
Go in.
He is stunning.
He says, I'm afraid our house has been under assault from a vampire and his lackeys of late.
And he's what?
And his lackeys of late.
And his lackeys of late.
He opens the door and you hear a woman's voice call down and says, Ishmark, is that you? And he says, yes, Irina. And he says, I have some guests. And she says, oh, well, I hope you haven't brought more trash back with you. We, he says, and she comes down the stairs and, in fact, I need to show you pictures, don't I? So Ishmark...
Trash, milady.
I mean, they're
Ish-
OnlyFans.
Ishmark...
Yeah, what's her Instagram?
That's Ishmark.
It's loading, I guess.
Yeah, it's not loading at all.
That's
Wait, do I have to zoom out? I don't know what the fuck I'm doing.
Give it a moment.
Give
well,
it
it's
the
loading.
moment. Computers, am I right?
Actually, the fact that it doesn't have the red cross with the question mark on it is concerning.
Can you not see it?
No.
I see
No.
grayed out. dude.
Ishmark the Lesser.
I
Shouldn't-
closed it, so.
Yeah, we don't see the image.
Image.
Why can't you see the image?
I can see it on the map. Mappy boy.
Yeah, I've got the village of Barovia.
Naroon is next to him.
I don't have the inn either. But then again, we're out of the inn. So.
There should be...
I-
No.
I just chose him from the images and maps too, and I can't even see it from there. It's just grayed out.
Well, there should be no... None of that. I'll tell you what, we'll do it next week. We'll take a break. No, we're not taking a break. We'll be wrapping up. So we're going to wrap up and we'll come back. We'll come back next week and I'll figure out what's gone on. Right. This has been a fucking plague. This has been a
I've
fucking...
had so much fun, James. Stop
Yeah,
being
what are you
a
talking
downer.
about, plague? This is fine.
Yeah.
It's been plagued with all sorts of fucking
Stop
issues.
being a downer.
You're being a Debbie Downer.
Yeah, you
Right.
Debbie Downer.
Right, Cam, give us a shout out, please.
Hello, once again, my name is Cameron Harrison, and we all thought it was my character that's going to die this session. You can... Sorry, I had to take the jab.
Nope, sorry.
You can find me on Twitter at CLH Harrison, where I occasionally post stuff that is random and nonsensical, just like me. You can also find me in the Discord channel, in the wonderful Discord channel of James, with the name Cameron Harrison. And starting hopefully next month, I will be here Mondays at the same time as when we start, in an upcoming Deadlands Savage World game. And that is my shout out.
Okay, thank you. Nathan?
Hey, I'm Godless Polecat. Anywhere online, you care to find me online? That's it.
Blaine's not here, but we'll do a shout out for Blaine. You can find Blaine on stuff with his creepy dolls.
He's on
Patchwork
Instagram.
Unicorn
Yeah, he's
on
on
Patrick
Instagram.
Unicorn
Instagram.
in Instagram. Go follow him.
Always follow Blaine. He's a sweetie.
Emily?
Hello. The Sim herself. I might drop a new video. Who knows?
Drop it where?
On YouTube, maybe. I don't know. That's a lot of effort to edit it, but I'll have a go. On Google Drive. I'll post it in my local letterbox, actually. And I'm on the Discord. I'm on the Twitter. I'm on the Instagram. Anywhere. Yeah, it's mega fun. Yeah, talk to me. Hit me up. Subscribe. That's it. And before I embarrass myself even more.
Or on the Insta Google tweet faces.
Sam?
Yes, so hi, Sam. You can find me over on Twitter as Eldritch Warlock. You can find me over here on Twitch as Lone Cauldron. I've not really do much, but I'm planning to hopefully do a stream this Monday if all things go well of Bloodborne. And you can find me on the Discord. It's just Calvin.
Right, thank you. Jesse?
I am Requiem of a Man on Twitter. Requiem on Discord. I'm around. And thank you to Danny and Sirenscape for.
I'll be on your way then.
Thank you, Sirenscape.
Yes. So and yeah. James.
Good, leave. Eat.
Right, check out my social media. You'll find us all on my Discord. That will be in the link below. Follow me on Twitter to see when I'm going live. Facebook is pretty much a dumping ground right now. And YouTube is where all the VODs go. But other than that, thank you all for watching. And we will see you next time. Good night, everyone. I'm drained.
Night, farewell, la vida
Dab
sea
on
blue.
Strahd.
Tired.